Good morning. Good morning. My name is Cheryl, and I am from the YMCA in the Southern Branch of York. And today this is going to be a 7 a.m. barre class. It will be 45 minutes. And the equipment that you need today will be a chair or a wall if you don't have a chair, or anything that you can grab onto just to help your balance a little bit when we're lifting our knees. And then I'm going to use, let me see here, one lightweight and one heavier weight, okay? Now, with the lightweight, I would not use anything heavier than maybe 3 pounds, or you could use a water bottle, or really you could use nothing at all. This is just gonna be something a little added to add to the intensity of one of the moves, but you don't necessarily need it. It's just a little bonus. So here's a lightweight, and then we have one heavier weight for later, okay? So I'm gonna set those to the side, and I'm gonna get started. Now today, we are going to do this without any music because it's so difficult trying to compete with the music on YouTube. So I decided that it might be better for you to just turn your phone on and put your own music on, so that way you can hear me clearly and you don't hear the distorted sounds of the music, okay? So let's get started. Okay, so it's gonna be hard for me because I have no music, but you can turn on your phone music, okay? So let's get started right here. We're gonna bring it down and reach it up and reach. So we're just gonna start with that warm up, just getting that body ready to work and reach. And bring those arms up. Now we're gonna bring those knees up. Now, as you bring those knees up, I just need to move this chair to the side a little bit. There you go. Okay, I want you to pick up that left leg and just pull that knee in towards your chest. Open up that hip and then step back into that lunge. Knee, open, and then step back into that lunge. I gotta come up a little closer. My window is not very big. There you go. And open. Okay, 2 more. Okay, last one. Stay right here in this lunge. Palms are coming up, and we're just gonna curl with that lunge. That knee's coming down. And 4, 3, and last one. And we're gonna bring it back up. Arms come up, and those knees come up. I've got to set my watch. There we go. Knees are coming up. 2 more. Last one. Pick up the other leg, pull it in towards that chest, open it up, and then lunge back. So we are working a little bit on that balance here. A little bit on that balance, warming up that leg, just getting things working. And open. 2 more. Last one. And then stay in this lunge right here. Bring it down, palms come up. Knee comes down. And 5. And 4. And last one. And step it up. Big arms come over, swoop over into that side lunge. Side lunge, there you go. And 5. And 3. Last one. Drop that outside arm, that little pulse. Warming up that core, those obliques, for 5. 3. Now hold it here. Come up on this toe and add that little pulse again for 5. 3. And last one, heel comes down and step it up. Big arms to the other side. There we go. Big arms. 2 more. Last one. Stay right here. Drop that outside arm. Add that little pulse and reach for 5, 4. Now come up on this toe and add that pulse for 5, 4, 2. Last one. Heel comes down and step it up. Okay, now we are going to start here on our feet, and then we're going to end on the floor. So before we were always doing floor first, but we're going to start with standing, and then we'll finish with floor work with the core. Okay. So I want you to grab that chair. Now I'm going to stand, put it right to the side, so that way it's not in your way, and I'm going to pick up that light weight. Now, if you don't have a weight or you don't want to use a weight, or you can drop the weight at any time. So make sure you keep that in mind, that you don't have to keep this weight the entire time, okay? Okay, now, put that as close, as far away as I can there. I want you to be able to see my feet, but I also want you to see my arm. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put one hand on that chair, and it's going to be for balance, okay? I'm going to take my outside leg, and I'm going to step back into that lunge, and I'm going to curl, okay? So I'm going to curl, and then I'm going to reach that arm up as I lift that knee up. So it's going to come down and come down. So it's a curl, press. Now that chair is for balance, okay? And I know some of you might think, I don't need this chair, and you may not need it right now. But we're going to come up on our toe in a little bit, and I think you might need it at that point. So just do this move nice and slow so you're really focused on what you're doing. It's a curl, and it's a press with that knee coming up. Coming back into that lunge. Now remember, a good lunge is a big step back, good angles. Curl, press. Okay, you guys ready to start counting? And 7. And 4. Okay, now you can stay right here with this move. You can stay right here, or we're going to add. Are you ready? So we're going to curl, press, come up on our toe, bring it down, and back into that lunge. So it's a curl, a press, come up on that toe, back on that heel, and step it back. So we're doing the same thing, but we're coming up on that toe when we lift that arm up. There we go. So it's a curl, and then up on that toe. Okay, see, now this is where you're going to need that chair a little bit. And curl, up on that toe. Okay, we've got 4 more here. Curl, press. Now, we're going to add to this. You can stay right here, okay? Or, new option, up on that toe, open that knee up, back to the center, heel comes down and down. Did you get that? So we're coming up on that toe, then we're going to open, close, heel, lunge. Toe, open, close, heel, lunge. I'm going to show you the instruction. So we're coming up on that toe, open, close, and then back to that lunge. There you go. Toe, open. Oh my heart rate's getting up a little bit. 4 more. Whoa. And 3. See, that weight just added to a little bit of the intensity. You can always drop the weight. Okay, now last one. Toe, open. I want you to stay here. Come down on that heel. Come down on that heel. And then I want you to leave your leg lifted. Now this arm is lifted. See, this arm is lifted. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me here. That arm is lifted. And if at any time it gets too tired, you can bring it down, okay? Now, I'm going to straighten my leg. And at 12 o'clock, I'm going to do a lift. Lift. So here's the side view, because you're still holding onto that chair. And then here's the front view. Arm is lifted. That leg's coming up at 12 o'clock. And 4, 3. Now lift that leg up. Arm stays up. Add that little pulse in the air. Keep it lifted. Nice little pulse in the air. Okay. And 5, 3, and hold. Flex that foot. And then give me a full lift at 12 o'clock with that foot flexed. And lift. And 8, 6, 4. Okay, keep that leg lifted. Add that little pulse with that leg lifted at 12 o'clock. That arm is still up. There you go. And 5, 3, and hold. Now, bend that knee and then open it up. So now my leg is at a diagonal. Straighten, bring it down, and lift. So now my leg is at that slight diagonal. There you go. And lift for 8, 7, 5, 3. Okay, lift it up. Add that little pulse. Wow. Little pulse with it lifted, diagonal, and 8, 6, 4, and hold. Just hold it lifted there for 8, 7, 5, 3. Okay, bend that knee and bring it back to the center. Okay, now my leg is back, center, lifted, and I'm going to slowly extend it back. My arm's going to come down, and that leg is coming back. Now, because I have this chair here, I can come down a little bit deeper, okay, a little deeper, keeping that leg lifted. Hips are squared to that floor, so don't be turning to the side. Make sure those hips are squared. That arm is down now, which feels a little better, right? Point that toe and add that little pulse. Little pulse. There we go. For 8, 6, and hold. Flex your foot. Add that little pulse. For 8. And hold. Point that toe. Add that little pulse. For 8, 6, 3, and hold. Flex that foot. Add that little pulse. For 8, 6, 4, and last one. I'm going to slowly step it back. There you go. Well, I'm going to step it back into that lunge. Now, I'm going to add that curl again. Now I'm just going to stay right here with this lunge, adding that little curl. No longer coming up on that knee. There you go. So with or without that weight, it's completely up to you. Just bring that palm up if you don't have that weight. That knee comes down for 8, and 7, 5, okay, I want you to bring it down. Now, my arm's at 90 degrees. My legs are at 90 degrees in that nice, good lunge. Add that pulse. Here we go. For 8, 7, 5, 3, and hold. Okay, come up on that front toe. Up on this front toe if you can. Add that pulse for 8, 6, 2, and hold. I want everyone to come down a little deeper. I'm on that front toe. I'm going to hold this, and I'm going to bring that arm out and in. Out and in. Let me show you the front. Out and in. I'm on that front toe. My arm is at 90, and it's open and closed for 8. Stay on that toe. Now I know your legs are going to start shaking now. And 5, and 4, and 2, and last one. And heel comes down and step it up. Okay. Woo! Now, if you decide to use that weight, you're probably a little bit more out of breath than if you were not using any weight at all. Okay, but I want you to cross that leg over, stretch that booty, and then also stretch that quad on the other leg that we lifted. Okay, bring it up. Open that up a little bit there. Okay, and shake it out. How do you feel? Pretty awesome, right? Okay, I guess I didn't really have to move the chair to the other side. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, it's 7 a.m. That's what I was thinking. Okay, I'm gonna move my chair in. Now, the other hand is gonna hold that weight. The other hand is gonna rest on that chair. Okay, my outside leg is what's lunging back, right? Now, this is where I curl and I press. Okay, so this is where we started. Then we just lunged, curl, and pressed. Okay, now make sure your form is good. Big step back, nice and slow. You don't have to go fast. So you're coming down into that lunge. Make sure you're coming down into that lunge. If you're going too fast, then you may just be stepping back. And that's not gonna be as good as if you lunge and then reach. There you go. Okay, let's do 5 more here. And 4. Curl. Now, this is where you get that option, okay? Here's your option. Knee, press, toe, heel, down, and down in that lunge. Curl, press, toe, heel. And we can start a little slow just to make sure you have the move before you start pressing as you come up on that heel, toe. There you go. So now I'm coming up, I'm pressing, and I'm coming up on that toe. Press. Excellent. Press. Okay, I think we've got 4 more without any problems, right? And 3. Now, here's where I give you another option, okay? New option. And press. Open, close, heel, down. Curl, press. Open, close, heel. Okay, show you in the front. Open, close, heel, and down. I need more chair. Up, toe, close, heel, and down. And curl. Open. I can't do it from this. I need the chair more. There you go. And curl. Press, toe, open, close, heel. Now I got it. I can't do that without that chair. Now, you might be getting a little winded here. Maybe it's just me because it's so early and I'm talking. Let's do 4 more. And open. And 3. Heel. Okay. Last one. Woo! Stay right here. Heel comes down. Arm stays up. Leg straightens. And we're just going to lift. 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock lift. That arm stays up. There you go. And 8. 6. Okay, bring that leg up. Little pulse with it lifted. Point that toe for 8. 6. 4. And hold. Flex that foot. Now full lift. 12 o'clock. Keep that arm lifted for 8. 6. 3. Okay, lift that leg. Foot is flexed. Add that little pulse with that leg lifted for 8. 6. And hold. Okay, bend that knee and open that hip. Now, Straighten that leg. I'm at a diagonal, and I'm going to lift. Try and keep this arm lifted. But if you have to, you can always bring it down or drop that weight, okay? Diagonal lift. And 5, 3. Okay, lift that leg up at that diagonal. Add that little pulse with it lifted. I know it's hard. I'm sweating. And 8, 7, 5, 3, and hold it. Hold it there for 8, 6, 3. Okay, bend that knee. Bring it back to the center. So now, here I am. Oh, and that leg's burning. Slowly bring that arm down. And then extend that leg back. Now I'm still holding onto that chair. And I'm leaning forward and I'm making sure those hips are squared. I'm not turning to the side, okay? We want to work that booty. Hips are squared. That arm can be down now. Point that toe and add that little pulse. Little pulse. Keep it lifted for 8, 5, and hold. Flex your foot. Add that little pulse for 8, 5, and hold. Point that toe. Add that little pulse for 8. And hold. Flex that foot. Add that little pulse for 8, 6. And hold. Okay. You ready? Step it back. Now, just that lunge with the curl. Now, you can do this with or without the chair. But we are going to come up on that front toe in a minute. Here we go. And we have 8 and 7. 6, 4. Okay. Bring that knee down. Arms at 90 degrees. Add that little pulse. Okay. Add that pulse for 8, 5. And hold it right there. Front toe. Come up on that front toe. Add that pulse. And 8, 5, 3. Hold it right there. That arm's at 90. I'm on that front toe. I'm going to open that arm and close. Open. Remember. Open. There you go. Staying on that toe. Nice and deep. Okay. I want that leg shaking for 8, 7, 6, 5, 3. Okay, last one. Heel comes down and step it up. Whoa. Okay. Oh, I am all sweaty. That was great. So grab a drink, stretch out that leg and that booty. Oh, give yourself a nice little stretch there, okay? Pick up that other leg. There you go. Oh, awesome job, you guys. Okay, we are going to keep going with this, okay? I'm going to get some air in here. We're going to keep going. We're going to grab that chair. I'm just going to turn it so that way I can face it this time. So we were just using this side because we were bringing that knee up, and that would have been hard with that extension and everything in front of us. So we're going to face the chair this time. Our hands, our feet are right outside those hips, okay? And those hands are on that chair. Now, I'm going to sit in my chair and then stand. So I'm just bringing that booty back and down, and make sure that the chair is far enough so that you're not leaning on it. It's just for balance. In fact, you might not even need it right now, and you can just go into prayer. You can also use a railing. I find a railing is a little bit better than a chair because it's attached to the ground, right? But not everybody has a railing, so it's okay. But usually everybody has a chair. And 8, 6, 3. Okay, now I'm going to come down in that chair, sit in that chair, and then when I come up, I'm going to come up on my toes. Heels, booty comes back and down. up on those toes. So now we're sitting in that imaginary chair and then coming up on those toes and press for 8 and 6, 4. I want you to come up on those toes and stay here on these toes. Now we're on these toes, on those toes. If you have any issues and you can't, that's okay. Then you can just stand here, okay? And we'll just lift the leg, and it's just 1 second, okay? First, bring those heels down just an inch. My body's nice and straight, and I'm just holding on that chair so I don't fall over because I'm on those toes. Heels come down an inch, little pause for 8, 6, 4, and hold it up here on the toes. Now remember, if you have to come down those heels, it's okay. I want you to take your left leg, and I want you to bring it back. Point that toe. And I'm going to add a little pulse with a little lift. Hips are squared to that chair. Hips are squared. And just a little pulse with that leg lifting. Okay? Now I'm still on that toe as that option. Now I want you to come down an inch and then press. So now if you could add a little pulse on that toe as I lift that leg. Okay? Keep those hips squared. Remember, we're not turning to the side. And we have 8, 7, 5, 3, and last one. Set that foot down. We're on those toes. Lift the other leg. Point that toe. Add that little pulse. Just keep those hips squared. Little pulse lifting that leg. When you feel comfortable, I want you to bring that heel down and add that little pulse while you're on that toe. And lift that leg. Little pulse for 8, 6, 4, and last one. Come down on both feet. There you go. Add that little pulse again, coming up on those toes for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Slowly come down on those heels and bring that booty back and down. Now, I'm sitting in my chair again. I'm sitting in my imaginary chair, that is. And I'm just going to come down an inch and up. Small little movement, coming down and up. So I'm not coming all the way up this time. I need the chair a little further for me. There you go. And 8, 6, 4, and hold it right there. I want you to come up on your right toe and then your left. Right and left. Alternate sides. That booty's back and down. Come down a little deeper if you can. And come up on that alternating toe. You have this chair for balance, so you should be able to come down a little bit deeper than if we didn't have the chair. There you go. And 5, 4. Come up on that right toe only. Now we're going to add that small movement. We're on the right toe, left heel is down. Small movement, that booty's coming back and down for 8, 7, 5, and hold. Change sides. Now I'm on the left toe, making that small movement for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Come up on both toes. Now I'm on both toes. Small little movement. Here you go. For 8, 7. I'm going to turn so you can see me this way because I'm going to do something. And 5. I'm on both toes. Booty's back and down. And 3. And hold. I'm on both toes. Knees come wide, narrow. Try and stay on these toes. If you have to come flat, you can. But try and stay on those toes for open, close, for 8, 7, 5, 3, and back to center. There you go. I'm on those toes. Come down another inch and hold it for 8, 6, 4. Last one. Heels come down and bring it up. Whoa. Okay. So shake that out. Cross that over. You guys did awesome. Okay. Now, I'm going to turn again to the side, so I'm holding the chair from the side again. Take that outside leg, and I'm going to come back into that curtsy. Now, I'm going to come down the curtsy, and I'm going to bring my knee up. Knee comes up. Curtsy and knee. And this one, you may not need the chair, or you may prefer to have it there just to add a little balance, okay? Because we are going to come up a little higher. And 5 and 4, but you can always let go of it. Okay, I want you to hold it right here. The arm's going to come all the way up. My elbow's going to come to the knee, and then I'm just going to bring it here. So I'm not bringing that leg all the way back. And it's 8 and 7. So this is what I was saying, why you might need the chair. And 4, 3. Okay, I want you to hold it right here. Squeeze, squeeze for 8, 6, 4. Okay, step it back into that curtsy. Arm comes out. Add that small movement for 8, 7, 5, 3, and hold it right there. Hold it right there for 8, 6, and last one, and bring it up. Okay, to the other side. Whew. I don't know about you guys, but it's hot and sweaty in my house. Okay, maybe we're just working hard because I got the door open. Okay, bring that foot back. Now we're doing that other leg. Come back into that curtsy. Knee comes up. Curtsy. Remember, you go as slow as you want to go. So you make sure that your form is correct, okay? And curtsy. Knee comes up for 8. And 5. Okay, last one. Bring that knee up. Arm comes all the way up. Elbow to the knee. So that leg stays lifted. So I'm never putting that leg down all the way. Just crunch it together. And 7, 6, 4, 2, bring it in. Now hold it here for 8, 6. Okay, step it back into that curtsy. Arm comes out at that pulse. And 8, 7, 5, 3, hold it. Come down a little deeper for 8, 7, 5, and last one. And step it up. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to move my chair. We did a lot with the chair. Now, if you have a little heavier weight, then I want you to grab that heavier weight. Okay, just a little heavier. Well, I mean, I actually have an 8-pounder. You could use a 5-pounder, or you could use the weight you were using before. Okay, we're just going to do a little triceps here, little triceps. And then we're going to go down on the floor and finish that core with that core, okay? So I'm going to lower myself down. My feet are wide. Toes are slightly pointed out. And I'm going to bring that weight up over my head, okay? Now I'm going to bring it down. Elbows are in, chest is lifted. So we're working these triceps. Now, there you go. It's a little easier to keep my elbows in if I have holding it vertical. Press it up. And we have 8, 6, 3. Okay, bring it all the way down. Add a little pulse. Little pulse. Bringing those hips down. Elbows are in. Elbows are in. Chest is lifted. And pulse for 8, 6, 4. And hold it. Come up on your toes if you can. And I want you to add that little pulse again. Okay, little pulse. Now, if you picked up that heavier weight like me, then your triceps should be burning a little bit here. Okay, little pulse for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Heels come down. Press it up all the way down. Here we go. Bring that weight all the way behind you again. And we have 8, 7, 4. Okay, 3 pulses. 3, 2, 1. Press it up. 3. Press it up. 3. 5 more. 3, 2, 3, 2. 2 more. 3. I know it was a lot. Last one. 3, 1. Press it up. You're either happy or you're not. You picked up the heavier weight, or you didn't. Okay, I'm gonna set that weight down. I'm gonna stretch out the shoulders. And that tricep. And the other side. And I'm gonna bring it down to the floor now. Okay? So let's come down to the floor. Okay, here we are. Now, what I want you to do is we're sitting here on the floor. I want you to just put those hands right underneath those thighs. Okay, right here on these hamstrings. So it's on your hamstrings. And I want you to lower yourself back. My back is straight. Okay, back is straight. Core is engaged. And I'm gonna bring those arms up. Now, I'm just gonna add a little pulse, like I'm lowering myself back, keeping that back straight. Arms are reached out. There you go. Reach them out for 8, 6, 4, and hold. Take that left elbow, bring it back, and then extend. The right elbow, extend. So you're alternating sides, keeping that back straight, that core engaged. Okay, for 8, and 7, and 4, okay, last one. I want you to take that left elbow only and add a little pulse. Just a little pulse. Bring it back. So we're not going back to that extension for 8, 7, 5, 3. Last one. Extend. The other elbow comes back. Little pulse for 8, 6, 4. Last one. Bring it up. Now, I'm going to bring those legs up. Now, I'm going to take my hands together. I'm going to go side to side. It's the Russian twist. If you had a weight, you could also use that weight. Or if you had a ball, go side to side for 8, and 7, and 5, 3, and last one. Feet come down, hands come to that floor, and then we're going to lay it back. Okay, now, here, I'm going to bring those legs up to 90 degrees, okay? Now, I'm going to take, my head and shoulders are right here on the floor. I'm going to lift my head and shoulders up off the floor, arms are parallel to the floor. And I'm going to add a little pulse with those palms coming down, keeping those legs lifted at 90 degrees for 8, 7, 5, 3, and hold it here. I'm going to extend one leg out, then return it to 90. Extend the other leg out. So I'm keeping that head and shoulders lifted off the floor. Arms are parallel. I'm extending that alternating leg out and then back to 90. Keeping that head and shoulders lifted. Now, if this bothers your neck at all, okay, you can always come back down to the floor if you had to. Okay, let's do 3 more. 3, and 2, and last one. Extend, extend back to 90. Bring that head and shoulders back to the floor. Now, my legs are at 90, and my palms are on the floor, and my back is flat. Okay, I'm going to bring that one toe down, and then the other side. So I'm going to alternate sides, bringing that toe down towards the floor, returning back to 90 degrees. Now, my head and shoulders are on the floor, okay? And we have 8, and 7, 5, 3. Okay, last one. Back to 90 degrees. I'm going to prop myself up on my elbows now. Now I'm on my elbows, and I'm going to do it again. Bringing those toes down into the water for 8 and 7, 5, 3, and hold. Extend and return. Extend. So now I'm going to extend that leg again. This time I'm propped up on my elbows. Extend that leg. I'm working those legs. I'm working that core. Okay. And 4. And 3. Okay, now my last one. I want you to return those legs to 90 degrees. Extend your right leg only and add a little pulse. Okay, my leg is now parallel to that floor. And I'm just adding that little pulse for 8, 6, 4, and hold back to 90. Extend the left leg out. I know those legs are hurting. Little pulse for 8, 6, 4, and last one. And drop that leg and bring that other leg down. And bring that head and shoulders back to the floor. Great job, you guys. Now, I'm going to bring my knees up. And I'm going to drop my knees to one side. And I'm going to reach my arms out. I'm going to open up those hips. There you go. Now, I'm going to take that top leg, sit it flat on the floor, get that knee up in the air. Oh, yes. Nice, good stretch. This is what happens when we don't do the core at the end. And I miss this good stretch. Slowly lift that leg up. Reach under that hamstring. And stretch that booty out. Okay, return those feet to the floor. And drop those knees to the other side. Okay, arms are reached out. Take that top foot. Foot goes flat on the floor, knee comes up in the air. Slowly lift those legs up. Reach under that hamstring. Just give it a little stretch. And then bring those feet back to the floor. Okay, we're going to slowly roll it up. I'm going to come up on those hands and knees. I'm going to step one leg out. Come down on those elbows. And then back up on those hands and knees. And then step the other leg out. Come down on those elbows. And back up on those hands and knees. Bring that arm up, stretch that tricep out one more time. And the other one. And that arm comes across. Give me a big hug. Hands come behind. I'm going to slowly step it up. There you go. Feet come out wide. Big stretch up. And last one. And thank you very much, everybody. Thank you so much. If you want to do this live in person, then I am at the YMCA Southern Branch outside Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. doing Barre. So you just need to bring a couple weights with you and a mat. And we do Barre without the bar outside in the parking lot, which it's all about being safe, right? So you have a wonderful day, and I will see you Saturday in person, or I'll see you on Friday for HIIT with Joaquin. Okay, have a great day. My name is Cheryl.